Hi everyone, I'm Evan O'Neill.
And I'm Richard Trahan. What's up, guys?
And I'm TJ Washuk.
Today, we're going to have a little story time with Richard. Richard is a member of the Two Guys community. Been a member for a while. He's a good guy. He's had a very interesting life thus far.
Yes, indeed. I am the butt of the joke. That is my life. I grew up in a small little town in Louisiana called Cottonport. That's where I ended up going to school. This story, I'll tell you, it happened when I was in 5th grade, and I've never lived it down. I figure there's never going to be a more embarrassing moment, but then the next day comes and somehow I'm in another spot like that. But no. So 5th grade, I was resting my head. Everybody's like reading through the books and stuff. Teachers going down the row calling names, and we're getting water, going to the water fountain and stuff, just one by one down the rows. And I'm on the verge of falling asleep before I feel somebody tap me. And they're like, "Hey man, it's your turn to go get water." And I'm like, okay, like I'm just numb, no thought process going on, just automatic, fucking going straight to that water fountain out the classroom. So I'm inching my way to the front of the row, and I go to make that turn. The teacher's sitting in front of the blackboard in the center of the room. The loudest, most obnoxious kid in the class, just sitting at the front of this row that I have to turn past. And then there's the cutest girl at the front of my row. And as I round the corner in front of everybody, no thought process, like I said, I just rip ass as loud as possible. And I immediately, for some reason, in my head, it triggered me to just start saying and repeating, "It wasn't me." So as soon as it happened, in front of the teacher and the entire school congregation of my classroom, I'm just immediately, "It wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't me." I walk out the classroom, face beet red, repeating this all the way to the water fountain. I pass somebody on the way to the water fountain. They see me and I'm chanting it to myself, trying to force myself to believe this lie now. I'm just like, "It wasn't me, it wasn't me." They look, they're like, "What?" I'm like, "It wasn't me." So I'm afraid now that it wasn't really talked about. Nobody came up with any crazy nicknames for me or anything in school after that day. But I feel like there was a lot of talk whenever I wasn't around because I would definitely make fun of that person. But yeah, I could imagine myself going to a 10-year reunion or something like that. And it's just like these guys, and I'm like, "Hey guys, remember that time I farted, but it wasn't me, it wasn't me?" And they're like, "Oh, you're that guy. Yeah, I'm going over here." That was monumental in my life, not gonna lie. Helped shape me who I am today. Why, like my nerves are just, they tend to work better in awkward situations for some reason. So yeah, that was that.
I remember in 6th grade during the Iowa testing,
Oh God.
I let out this massive fart on a wooden desk, and it was like, "Brah!" And I just instantly started laughing. I think everybody else heard it and didn't know how to react, but I let it out, and I just started dying laughing. And I got sent to the principal's office.
My friend Mark, his dad, was in a library one time, sitting at a wooden desk, and there was a girl in front of him, and he apparently ripped a huge ass fart. And immediately after he ripped up the fart, he's like, "How dare you!" and walks out.
He freaked out the girl.
Yeah.
She knew it wasn't him.
Oh my God! You beat him to the punchline and get out. Yeah.
One time Richard kicked me in the face.
That's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met.
You showed up at Alex's, and I was so excited to see you. I wanted to show you I could do a handstand.
What's wrong?
Look what I can do.
He's like, "Swear." I'm like, and then yeah, I did a handstand and my legs fell on his head, and
Right in the eye.
we were good buddies after that. Had to calm him down with the cold hookah on his head.
Yeah, we put a cold hookah glass on my face.
Wow, that's smart.
Oh man, Lafayette whenever I did the old college try. I went to UL for 2 semesters. Oh, shame on me, but yeah, I guess college wasn't for me, at least at the time. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it basically became a thing where I tried the first half of the semester and realized you got to try in more than just one class. And yeah, I had friends coming over like every weekend since I was living in Lafayette, and you know, plenty of places to drink around the campus and stuff like that. So we just go get wasted on the weekends and shit, and then continue life as usual, waiting for college to end. That's how it was for me. But
I was similar. When I was in Lafayette going to school, I was just drunk all the time. It wasn't quite the same whenever I was going to school here in Alexandria, but I was drunk all the time in Lafayette.
Mm-hmm.
You're also like secluded from everybody.
Yeah, I know.
All your friends.
Yeah, it was a big culture shock for me. Everybody talked about going to college. I was like, okay, we'll meet up some point. And it was like 2 of my friends. And I was like, well, fuck. And we all got different classes. So on the weekend, usually went to like the keg. I think it was called the keg. I was going to say the po' boy. Po' boy's on the brain. And it was St. Patty's Day. God bless. We drank and drank and drank. Got like 3 or 4 pitchers of the big green beer and this and that, you know, the draft that they had that night. Me and like the driver, I'm like, we're gonna have to take care of everybody because we're the only ones sober, me and you. And then I go to jump over a little chain thing, and I face plant. I immediately face plant, bust my mouth open, blood's everywhere, and I'm just gone at that point. But I won't shut up. And we get to the car, the guys are like, well, there's not enough room for everybody, so I don't even know why we got this drunk, but Richard is way too gone, so we're gonna put him in the trunk.
In the trunk?
They put me in the trunk. My friend was driving an Eclipse at the time, so I think it was just like you could see into the trunk, which didn't help our situation that night at all. Yeah, so they put me in the trunk. Everybody else was tight fit in there. We had been warned about a checkpoint before we left, and we were like, we're not going there. All right. Well, halfway back to the house, we're like, let's get some food. And immediately, that's the only thing on our mind. They go straight to the checkpoint. We make it to the checkpoint. My friend's driver, he was drunk. Well, he was the most sober. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had him do the field sobriety test. He ended up going to jail that night. I had him he was real pissed because nobody would answer his phone call because we all crashed once we got back to the house. But this is the real kicker, is that while they had one cop doing the field sobriety with him, one cop talking to my friends in the car, one cop was going around with a flashlight looking in. We were all underage at the time. And so like he's flashing and he goes to the back. And like I said, it's got like a window on the trunk you could see in it. At some point during that ride, I had thrown up. I had thrown up a lot. They said whenever they were making turns in the car, they could hear the swishing of the vomit go back and forth. And it was making everybody sick. They said the cop looked in the back, shined the light. More than likely he saw me covered like head to toe in vomit. And he ignored it. He said nothing to the other cops about it. He just went on his way, because you could only imagine a cop seeing that and being like, I don't want to deal with this shit tonight. I don't want to. Oddly enough, that's not the craziest story I had in Lafayette. There was one time, me and my buddy Adam, the same guy who got arrested, we were drinking. This was before I was going to UL, though, I think. We went out, and there was some chick, like, we were all trying to like smash at the time. She was hanging out with us, and we got nice and drunk from our little usual rounds. And as we were leaving the bar, we're like, okay, let's go ahead and go back to our buddy's house who's staying in Lafayette. The chick was like, hang on, what do y'all gotta go with me, because I gotta take a piss. And so she goes on side the building we just came out of, and Adam goes with her. She pisses on side the building. I start talking with Spencer, laughing and bullshitting, and then we turn around and they're gone. We're like, well, fuck it. We only gotta walk like 2 blocks to get to his place. So we go there. He ends up meeting one of his friends in front of the steps and stuff. They're talking. Yeah, I get real sleepy. I'm a sleepy drunk nowadays, especially. But I got real sleepy after we started talking. I was like, hey, man, I'm gonna go up to your room. and his was on like the second floor or whatever. Well, I climb up the stairs, apparently. Unknowing to me, I thought the door was locked, so I fell asleep on the door that was totally unlocked. Adam had gotten back at some point after I went up there. He's like, hey, bro, I'm tired. I'm going to go upstairs and go to sleep. He's like, all right. Well, when my friend finally got done talking with his friends at the bottom, and he comes up to go inside, he sees me and Adam sleeping on his door. Adam thought the door was locked too because he saw me sleeping on it. Yeah, so he just went to sleep on me. And so we wake up the next day. We're trying to recap on everything that had happened. And Adam's telling me, yeah, bro, we went here and here. And then he's like, bro, I think I was shitting like a lot last night. And I'm like not in the bar from what I can remember. He's like, no, whenever me and old girl were going around so she could take a piss, he was like, yeah, dude, I shit on the sidewalk. Like, I was like, wait, what? I was like, what? Hang on, what? And he's like, yeah, dude. And apparently his cousin had caught him at some point during the night. He shit 4 times outside, and the last time he was almost caught by some dude who was going to his car, and he's shitting on side of his tire. And he's like, hey man, what you doing? And his cousin comes over, he's like, dude, what the fuck? And yeah, so like, he's telling me all this, and then he's like, bruh, I feel like shit, I'm gonna go take a shower. He gets up off the couch, and he's in his boxers, and there's a big brown stain, just like a
No.
And I'm like, dude, you slept on the man's couch.
No.
That right there. I never let him live that down. He's got shit on me, obviously, but...
Well, he has shit on himself, apparently.
yeah. I've been through some shit, and I want you to know
pissed
about
yourself, just letting your own vomit, you haven't lived. We want to say thank you to Richard for coming by.
it. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
A pleasure.
We're gonna do some more of these story times with more guests here in the future.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe.
Smash that fucking like button.
If you know this guy, share it with his friend. Show his mom.
Oh,
Tell his mom.
hi, Mom. Stepdad.
This has been a Two Guys production.
Hey!